Sandwiches were a sign. Everyone's still alive? How? Oh, that's terrifying. He has a glowing eye. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to Arcane Season 1, Episode 1. Now, I know this is kind of a deviation from the anime thing that we have been doing, but this did win a poll over on Patreon for what to react to next after Death Note, and I figured there's no real harm in doing that because it's only 18 episodes long, and it was suggested quite a bit. But I think I'm just kind of quite curious to get into this one, because all I know about it is it's a video game adaptation. And while being that, it's also from a game that I don't think is quite common knowledge. Like, video game adaptations are quite big at the minute. You had Sonic and Mario, those are like the biggest ones that have come out for a while. Then you have this one, which comes from a game which I don't think is quite common knowledge, League of Legends, yet it's won quite a lot of awards and is very highly acclaimed. So I think I'm quite curious about it in that aspect and all the hype that seems to surround this show. So yeah, I'm just very excited to get into this and just figure out what this show is about. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. Also over there, I'll be holding polls on to find out what to react to next. So if you want to say in future reactions, that is where they will be. But with that said, let's just dive on in. Okay, this is insanely creepy right off the bat. So a lot of fire, smoke, explosions. Yay. Where are we? What's happening? That's terrifying. There's a child singing. Oh, what? Oh, this is definitely the perspective of a child, isn't it? Seeing like the scary thing painted over that. Did they walk past? I'm guessing we're seeing through the eyes of the child. Did the guy walk past, at least? And seeing dead bodies, yay. Is this like a war? Is there like just a child in the war? What war? Okay, no, whose perspective? Your perspective? Eyes closed, so not yours. Now it's yours. Wow, this is certainly traumatizing. Okay, not over yet. What was it? Were they parent? Without the parent? Oh, great. Oh, I love this animation. Just seeing, like, okay, first off, like, the one kid only looking towards, I think, sister, and then, of course, the sister breaking down. So not both of them breaking down, but I like how they're sort of protecting each other through that. You had the first bit where I think the older one is just trying to shield the younger one from all the atrocity that they're seeing, and then when they actually see the parents, you had the younger one isn't breaking down, but actually trying to hold and comfort the sister. That's very sweet. Yeah, this art style is really fantastic. I'm very confused on what on earth happened here, though. Why are they letting you leave? That's very pretty, but that was on the other side. And you're going the other way, so I'm guessing you're not allowed there.
My back is to the world that was smiling when I turned.
Like the song so far. This is amazing. This is an intro song.
We're almost there.
Oh, man. Okay, so Pink and Blue have grown up a bit.
Hey, Powder. Come take a look.
Powder. Interesting name. I love the art style. It's so bright. The first they can make off that really like terrifying scene, and then this just looks really pretty. And it gets even more pretty. That looks beautiful. Wait, is that the place they couldn't go? And they have blimps. This feels like
One day,
I'd like the
I'm gonna ride in one of those things.
I think I just like the detail in that shot as well, because you had like, of course, you had the less detail. It's like stuff in the background.
We get caught.
We're not gonna get caught. We'll be in and out before anyone notices.
Trying to understand the like art style. Is it painted?
All right, everybody, follow me. Don't look down.
Okay, so her name's Vi. That's what it said in the subtitles. I love the animation. This whole... Okay, wow, so you just jumped. This whole scene feels like it's just a focus on the animation, just seeing the movements of these characters. Oh, she can't do it. Afraid of heights, maybe?
Called it. This is on you, Vi.
I'll get her.
No.
Yui.
Powder, look at me.
Okay, you got Spider-Man voice actor here.
I'm ready.
That's right.
Oh, everything's moving so fast. Is she ready? Does that...
Thanks.
I like that. It kind of means that she's not quite ready, but the sister's there to make up for it. You clearly don't side with that, though, so yay. Who are the other two? Are they, like, siblings? Because they weren't there in the opening thing.
You think anyone topside's going hungry? Besides, this is exactly the sort of job Vander would have pulled when he was our age.
Interesting. So you're not exactly doing something good, but these guys seem like they could have too much and that you won't miss what you take. I do love the look of this city. Look at all the gold. It looks beautiful. Is this 3D?
All clear.
Who locks their balcony?
I really like the animation. I can't tell what things are like 2D and 3D at times. Door, obviously 3D, but the inside look completely 2D.
Seeing as I'm the only one who knows how to pick locks, I'd suggest...
Trying to understand, so this little group, you got the leader, obviously, pink hair, Vi. I guess the youngest is Powder. You got, I guess the big guys, just brute strength, and Yui, I'm going to call him Yui. He is just lock picking, is that it? Or just smart? He just clearly disapproves of bringing Powder, I guess. Doesn't quite see her as being ready. Like right there, the book that she pulled out. Is the top shelf 2D or 3D? Oh,
Must be an inventor.
So you're breaking in and stealing that stuff. Okay. So it's clearly their life isn't as good as this, and then they need to resort to stealing to, I guess, do stuff.
That's a nose hair trimmer.
Keep an eye out for anything that looks valuable, Powder. Before Milo fills the bag with junk.
Milo. Okay. So interesting there. So no one else understands this stuff, but Powder does.
Wait, Vi, how the hell did we find this place?
It was a tip from Little Man.
Little man?
Just leave it.
Looks sparky.
How can anyone have so much stuff?
Simple. Just get born lucky.
I'm getting a lot of hints of like privileges and stuff like this. So people were so they obviously weren't born on the right side then. If this guy can have all of this. I love the detail in these rooms because you can see there's a guitar there. So that means the guy's a musician. So there's a lot you can already figure out about whoever owns this place.
Woohoo!
That looks fresh. I don't know how much I should read into everything. Eating the food, that means she just doesn't get fed enough, so she just goes and eats other people's food. But then again, the food is also fresh. There's 2 sandwiches. Does that mean they're close by? Oh, more of the blue things. Oh, it's like her eyes. Sandwiches were a sign.
Milo!
Okay, nice. Just leave. Okay, that doesn't seem good that you dropped one.
Be fine, just get back on the roof.
She's clearly done this type of thing before, but like, nah, what? Okay. Ah! That took very little for that to happen. Oh no. Oh, and of course everyone sees. How big is this explosion? That looked like it spread. That spread like across the building. And Powder has a bunch of that? That's the alarm system. I actually really like that sound.
Right there!
They even have fancy things like that. Why? Why not just keep it regular? Okay, these guys have way too much money. They even like have like fancy sort of capturing devices. Look, it has art on it. All these symbols and designs. Oh, drawbridge. And yeah, absolutely. Okay, nice. Wasn't opening for you. There was an actual ship there. Oh, did you? I think you landed on the ship. You're not dead. So I'm trying to understand, like, what part of this is like the video game? Because this, I'm not. I guess the chasing kind of feels video gamey.
Man, not again. I just got this shirt.
That is disgusting. Ugh. And you have absolutely no problem going down there. Okay, everyone else is screaming, but you're not.
Guys, what was that? What the hell happened back there?
She has a bunch of them in her pocket, but how did none of them explode in that?
So, if you're done beating yourselves up, let's get this home.
And oh, is this their, like, where they live? Because everything already looks very run down compared to the city we just saw. It's gonna be like a massive class disparity, isn't it? Also, the time of day kind of helps. Makes all the shadows look like longer. Like, what is this place like?
I heard there was some action across the river. Someone really kicked the nest.
You already heard about it?
You're tracking this mess of yours through my streets.
You're a child.
How about you share a little taste of your treasure there, and we'll call it even.
So this place is very bad.
Just a taste?
These are all children.
Just...
Nice! I love how much trust she has in the sister. You have all the other two. Well, Milo. He sort of does not trust her at all. Vi immediately chucks it to Powder, and that's the most valuable thing they have. Oh dear. Ugh. I love this animation. Is no one going after Powder? And again, we're seeing it all through her perspective as well. So first scene, we get just seeing her through the giant traumatic mess that whatever happened there. And now she's seeing all this. She's not running. She just seems like she can't do anything while watching it. She clearly isn't like these three. Damn it. You're not a fighter. You have to run. Has no one seen? I love how brutal. I love how brutal these fights are. This is awesome. How is the big guy losing? Nice. Okay, this is so brutal. Have you killed anyone? No? Everyone's still alive? How?
This day's turning out all right after all.
Hey!
Wait!
Please don't do that.
Wanna see how that ends?
Oh, that's such a power play. You've already just seen her destroy all of you with her bare hands. You want to throw a knife in the mix? I doubt he would hang on to it for that long.
Where's Powder?
Finally. So just seen all of them fight. How can she handle herself? Just running and hiding. No. Oh, that still give you away. Nails? What's...
Bowser, I need you.
A grenade? Full of nails? It didn't work. Oh, great. Now what? Can you swim? Oh, no, you tossed it. But you can run. Yay. She gone? Good, she gone. Okay, so... Oh, dear. So a little thing didn't work and she had to toss the stuff. That is not going to look good to everyone else.
Who saw that coming?
Doesn't matter. The stuff's gone. It's all right, Powder.
I love this relationship. Oh, cool elevator. But yeah, I love the dynamics between everyone.
Every time she comes, something goes wrong. She jinxes every job.
Why? Stop it!
Just drop it, Milo.
I love the older sister and how protective she is over Powder. Even after all of this.
Who told you it was out here?
This is awesome. This is... Okay. This is where you live? Not the... Oh, not the top bit. This is green.
I've seen your face around here. Come along.
Okay, this truly is an underworld then. So you have the big glowing city and you have, quite literally, an underworld. What on earth was that? Oh, little beetle in a cage. Okay, I think this is filling me in on the world. So you had a giant beetle thing. A brothel. Cool. Their children, please, no. Oh, dear, going back in. I love the song as well. Oh, it's the guy from the first thing. This guy looks so out of place here. Everyone looks like giant and he kind of looks quite weak.
Suppose that concludes our business then.
Who's she? Her eyes are glowing.
This isn't what we agreed on, so...
Well, demand for your wares has dropped since we made our arrangements.
So they're messing with the deal. Can he do anything?
I can't do that. I can't do that!
Oh, actually. Who's she? She looks scary. Oh, she looks awesome, actually.
Make your choice.
Great, so take the deal or death.
You folks need anything? Leave us.
You sure about that? Sounded to me like...
Piss off.
He's giant. I wouldn't talk to him that way.
Bit of advice. Don't threaten the guy who pours the drinks.
Wait. Oh dear.
We were just negotiating.
Now you're speaking my language. How about you just give Huck the rest of what you owe him?
I love this guy. Okay, he's helping the guy get the deal he had. And he seems very kind compared to this world that we're in.
Welcome to the lanes.
Do they live here? Is he like...
Vander learns none of this.
Okay, so that's Vander. Wait, did he adopt them after, I guess, I'm assuming parents died on whatever happened at the start. Did he take them in?
Don't suppose you can explain why it is that I'm hearing about an explosion and a foot chase topside? 4 children fleeing the sea.
And that's exactly who it is.
A real job.
We got our own tip, planned a route nobody even saw.
You blew up a building.
So this is their first time doing something like that.
Where did you even get this tip?
We just heard it at Benzo's shop.
From?
Little man.
No one else is going to speak up, only she could.
We stay out of Piltover's business.
Why? They've got plenty, while we're down here scraping together coin.
Class disparity, great.
We're comfortable living in someone else's shadow.
Oh.
Everyone out.
Oh no. So she really hates this big upper city then, with everything they have compared to how little she does.
When people look up to you, you don't get to be selfish. You say run, they run. Whatever happens, it's on you.
He's technically not even kind of telling her off. He's just saying, like, think about the others. He's not saying what she did was wrong, which is quite cool. He's just saying, make sure that the others stay safe.
These are our streets. Someone should remind them of
You're
that.
not hearing me. That path, it's not going to solve your problems.
Okay, so he is trying to dissuade her, but he's not actively trying to tell her, don't do it.
He was after the stuff.
Where is it now?
We lost it.
All of it?
That's going to be a good thing to him, isn't it?
Nothing can tie you to what happened up there. You're going to have to lay low for a bit.
I wonder what he would have thought if it didn't go wrong. Would he be okay with it? Would he let them keep the stuff? But since it went wrong, is he happy that there's no way it can be traced back to them?
Oh, you did put that idiot on his arse, though, right?
Oh, I love this so much.
Get up, Clagger. We're going out.
Wait, now?
You want to be treated like adults, right? I think you should know better than to come back from a job empty-handed.
Okay, so, oh, that is interesting. He's far more different to Vi than he is to those two. Does she know those did it? I feel like if she did, she wouldn't still be hanging on to them. But that means there's something left that can tie them to it.
You remember what was in that bag? Biggest payout we've ever seen, and she just lost it.
He's still going on.
You're right. There's a bunch of things Powder just can't do.
You don't have to tell me twice.
No, wait. Oh, there's gonna be more, isn't there?
And brag non-stop.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Pick fights with the group when we need to focus.
And she's left. She's not hearing any of this.
And tell strangers on the street that we got a nice haul.
Oh yeah, he really messed this up.
You see this look on my face? This will always mean it's time to shut up.
But
Oh, wow. Yeah, Powder did some things to mess up this, but Milo really made it worse, kind of. Yes, Powder got it all blown up, but they got back to, I think, safety, and then Milo bragged about it and ruined it all. But then again, that means they'd have a bunch of stuff to tie them to everything.
Kid and Pinion's still busted.
Finish it later. Vander and I need a word.
Flagger.
Oh, is that little man? That's the guy you got the tip from?
The younger folk think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, and Vi's one of them. Throws herself at trouble wherever she can find some.
So the generation coming up isn't liking the status quo?
Someone was following them.
Whole lot of someones from what I heard.
Not enforcers. Someone on our side.
Any more of this? It was just some random dude, wasn't it?
There's worse things than enforcers out there. We both know that.
What else is out there?
How did you find that place?
Whoa! Did you fight the enforcer?
He's so lively.
Bought a whole bunch of stuff Benzo only keeps there for display. He paid in gold and didn't even haggle.
Oh, very good. So the inventor came down here then.
Oh, crap.
Why are they wearing gas masks?
They'll be fine. Go! Well, hello.
That is weird. Why are they wearing gas masks? No one else is.
Some trencher trash attacked one of the buildings in the Academy District, but you already knew that.
We're looking for the culprits.
Why do they think to come here?
Listen, you shady
How
son.
about you go for a little walk, Marcus? Cool off a bit. Go.
So dispute in the cops then. What's with the gas mask? Is that necessary? I love the locations and the buildings and just how this all looks. All looks pieced together. Is he listening in?
Doesn't know when to pipe down.
Some things are the same topside and bottom.
Oh, you friends.
Those who did this will be dealt with.
That workshop belonged to the Kermans.
Is that a big name?
Makes this place look like a candy shop. The council needs someone to make an example of.
What? Seriously?
We had a deal, Panda. You keep your people off my street, and I stay out of your...
They work together?
Give me a name. We'll do things quiet. No one will know you were involved.
It's just kids. He can't.
The next time I come down here, I'll have an army of enforcers with me.
All that for just this? It was just theft, really?
Sorry, Grayson, but I can't offer up my own people.
Nice. Yeah, respectable, but that means, what, they're gonna be invaded?
This will reach me. And only me.
So he's got some kind of relationship that works with the topsider thing, and I'm guessing she's very important if that only reaches to her. But that seems incredibly bad. I didn't think the crime was that bad. They just stole some stuff. And yes, a building got blown up, but do they think it was like an act of terror or something? Is that what they think it is? So they want to make an example of someone in that way? But it just seems like overkill.
What are you calling this one?
Whisker.
Oh, she makes... Wait, is she like a little inventor?
It ruined everything.
Nobody said that.
Just that you were twice the person at half my age.
Let's deal with that now, please.
I've got these, and you've got those.
They never work.
So she just makes little things. I love that we get to see different like talents. Now even the older sister can see that. Yes, she isn't a fighter, but she can make things. Yes, they don't work, but hopefully they will. It would allow her to keep up with everything. Because basically she can't fight, but she can make things that could fight for her.
See that gutter running along the canal?
That's not a telescope.
That's where Clagger got his foot stuck running from enforcers.
Oh, so you're showing mistakes.
Milo tripped over his own paint bucket and nearly fell off trying to draw a giant middle finger.
Oh, she's going... And you can actually see it. That's awesome. She's going through the mistakes the others have made. No, because yeah, she's the youngest, so of course she'll see all the others as being perfect and great.
When I was a kid, some guy took my favorite toy and threw it up there.
Even something you can't do.
I used to come out here at night, stare at it, hoping maybe the wind or a bird might knock it down. We've all had bad days.
This place seems horrible. So even as a kid, you can't even have a like favorite toy because some person just shoved it up there.
Oh, I forgot. These were in my pocket.
Okay, good. You tell that now and you don't hide it.
What are they?
I don't know.
They're the explosives that blew up a building.
Should we show Vander?
No.
No.
Let's keep this our little secret.
Is that the right idea?
This city's gonna respect us.
That looks so awesome. Okay, this ending scene is really good. I'm trying to figure... There's a lot to figure out from it. Wow. Not the ending scene. Music was building like it was. Ah, naked cat. Oh, wait, you're the guy that was... Wait, there was more to this? Oh, that is a giant fish.
Supposed to follow them and not interfere.
Why did you want to follow them?
Now his accomplice is asking questions about you. And that's not a risk I'm willing to take.
Who are you, cast in shadow?
It was their fault, the explosion in the upper city.
That was them.
For your interest. What are you doing with the thingy? Is that like eye drops?
Vander's in trouble.
Oh, that's terrifying. He has a glowing eye.
Get him a meal. But keep him off the streets.
You look awesome.
The line has moved up.
It's almost ready.
What's almost ready? What is this? What is this? Okay, this is so cool. This is obviously big villain. Scarred, whatever, look on his face. Different weird eye. And preparing something.
Feeding time.
Why'd you lock the cat in a cage?
Side effects.
I love the dude's face.
Stabilizing.
What? Stabilizing what? The mouse is drinking whatever purple thing. Feeding. Wait, two ways this could go. Either the cat eats whatever this is, or feeding time. The mouse is gonna end up eating the cat. What? You locked the cat in there. Why are you killing the cat? Oh yeah. Cat's dead.
You have a subject in mind.
What? Don't tell me that's what people...
Someone just volunteered.
Who? Don't tell me that's what people... No. Okay, that's insane. I definitely want more info on like what the video game is then, because I don't think that tells me a lot. That feels like its own story to get. I don't see how, with the video game, just like class disparity, like kids growing up and wanting to rebel against whatever this is, because that's clearly the story here. You have Vi and Powder, this little family, and I think it's Milo. I'm going to end up calling him Milo because of Cora, but I think it's Milo, and I think Clagger. You have those kids that are growing up in this awful place and want to rise above it. And they see that this glowing city, and they see everything those people have, and they want it. They don't, because it is unfair. They don't understand why those people can get all that stuff when they get nothing. So I like this story already from just that premise, but I also like how down to earth it is with the sisters and watching them, just seeing their little conflict and just how encouraging they are to each other. So we've got a lot of information. So parents are dead. Seems they've been adopted by Vanda, who is working with the police lady, Grayson. I like her voice. Her voice is incredible. And we can see how the conflict has already started. They made a mistake and blew up a building. Obviously, the big city, no, it's all one city, right? I think it's one city. You had the cavern. Not sure how that fits in. You have a cavern, you have the, they took an elevator. You have the giant big city, but then the scene at the end, it made it look like it's all one big thing. Whatever. You had the big city. Police lady is working for them. Grayson's working for them. But Vanda is also working kind of with them, I guess. But it seems like he's kind of the lead of the other part. I take it that the big city considers what just happened an act of terrorism. Maybe. You have this idea where the youth, apparently a lot of the youth, are wanting to rebel in a sense. In the most simplest terms, they want to rebel. They want to do something. They're no longer content in just sitting idly by as their side of things looks like this while the other one gets all of that. And it's clear that the big city, the glowing city, recognizes that. Otherwise they might just see this as an accident, because you can easily assume that what happened was an accident. They're taking it as basically a terrorist incident. They see these 4 children running away from the scene, clearly, I guess, maybe in the attire of these people, because I'm guessing they're obviously dressed differently, and they're taking it as an act of terrorism. They understand that the youth don't like the big city and would act like this and consider attacking them. So tensions are clearly high between these lot. And now you have this little family that's caught in the middle of it. So that seems like a huge story in itself, but then I just love that it sort of gets a close look through Vi and Powder's relationship, just them being sisters, and just Vi constantly being encouraging and trying to help Powder figure out what she can do. Because Vi definitely feels like sort of a rebellion leader, being able to lead this little group, fight and defend them all. But of course, I'm just trying to think of the ending scene. She wouldn't tell Vanda about the explosives that they have. Of course, they don't realize it's explosives. I've got to remember that. They just think it's shiny things that tie them to the inventor guy, the inventor place. So she sees it as just some valuable that she could sell and make this mission a success. That's what she's seeing it. She's going against what Vanda has said. So she's rebelling against him as well. So you can almost, is it just a teenage thing where she is just trying to rebel against everything, rebelling against her parent figure and against the place that she lives? Or is it something more than that? She does have this drive to overcome this sort of discrimination that she's been forced to endure. The fact that she's seen as lesser compared to this city. Because again, actually we don't really know anything, do we? Does the bigger city see them that way? We don't really know much of the relationship. We just see that they went there first, they blew something up, and now the city itself is taking more drastic action. Of course, we can infer a lot of things considering what we see of the under place. What do they call it? Undercity? We can infer a lot of things from just visually what it looks like and how things are. It looks gloomy, it looks drab, it looks like that place is clearly not doing well, yet the other side is doing very well. So I think it's very easy to assume that the relationship probably is kind of hostile. And the gas mask thing, what was that about? That, I think, adds up to the point of maybe they look down on these people. Because they're breathing the same air, but these guys are choosing to filter it out or something. That seems odd. So whatever the case, this sets a very interesting story. This city's clearly got some kind of conflict within it. One side hates the other side, but we don't really know what the bigger side, the glowing side, thinks of the sort of more dreary side. Because the only thing I can say with concrete certainty is that they would think that maybe the gloomy side would try and attack them. If everyone knows that the youth are growing restless about the situation, the fancy side would know that too. So maybe they would consider this an act of terrorism rather than an accident. But I just love how much this does set up for everything. The villain at the end looks insane. I'm terrified to think of what he's going to test whatever this purple thing is on. Is it going to be the kid? The shot was the chair. Is it going to be the kid that he's going to use that on? That's horrifying. Because clearly I think this show can probably go in dark places. We've already seen language. We've seen middle finger. We've seen very brutal fighting. They could do this to a kid. That's scary. Yeah, animation, insane. I'm trying to think of all the, I would love just every little bit of information I can get on the animation stuff. I saw like 2D stuff, 3D, and that mixing, like the animation on the characters. Again, I felt like the first scene, after of course the opening, was just to show off the animation. Them jumping over the building, focusing in on all the movements, how they landed, all of that felt like it was just to emphasize how well they're animated. And that's the first scene, basically. I can't wait to see what else is going to be coming from this. It's already clear why this won so many awards, but I need to look up more what the awards are, because it could just be animation quality, visual storytelling, all of that stuff. But it's actually, what about writing, storytelling, character development, all of those type of things? Because right now I can clearly see why it won. Like right now I can clearly see why it would win sort of visual stuff. I need to know about story stuff, all of that stuff. Because right now the story is set up well. I can't wait to see how it does continue. How are these kids going to develop? Because clearly Vi seems to be at the center of it, and Powder. But she clearly is the main one, the driving force behind the bigger story of wanting to rebel against this larger city. Or the glowing. I don't know how to describe them both. I need more names. I need to just set, I'm going to call one fancy, one dreary. She clearly has the drive to rebel against the fancy place. She is the connection to the larger stuff. Powder is the thing that sort of grounds her. She's not just this rebel leader. She wants to help and protect her sister. And help her grow into someone that's capable to do things. Right now we get, I guess, hints on what they're all capable of. Clagger seems like the strong one, just physically. Milo, I guess he would be just talkative and be able to talk his way out of things. He's boastful, he's able to put Powder down, and he was able to pick locks, or he tried to, so there's something there. He seems like a more sneaky guy that can use manipulation, maybe. Vi definitely seems like a brawler type character. She just completely beat the people that tried to attack her senseless. So she's clearly strong, but she's also the leader. And then you have Powder, who I'm assuming is Inventor. She ran away, she can't fight for herself, so she wants to be able to make things that would basically fight for her. And I like it, because then you can also look at the first scene as well, because that almost shows detail in that. She was the one that understood the little inventions, like the nose trimmer thing. Milo didn't have a clue what that was, she did. So she is that little inventor person. I hope that her stuff does work, because that'd be really cool. And it will show a great sign of her development where she is able to stand on her own. But now you get caught in this conflict with Vander, who is caught between the fancy place and protecting his children. Obviously he's going to protect his children. That's like no questions asked. I'd be very surprised if he rats them out. But I'm trying to think, what does that mean for like what's going on? What would the fancy place do if he did hand them over? Would they actually like arrest a child? Seriously? Would they arrest all four? What would they do? Because I don't know how I can judge them right now. I don't want to think of places just badly off the bat. Because again, it looks pretty and beautiful. So I kind of feel biased towards it in that sense because I want it to be nice. But then again, if it is awful, I need that sort of said to me very clearly. If this place is the worst, tell me. Arrest the children. Would they actually arrest children? That would set it out very clearly. Because I think visually we can learn a lot from them. Because it could be just this bright fancy city. It just looks visually good and pleasing, yet deep down it could be just an awful place. Whereas the other side of that is the complete opposite visually, whereas this dreary, murky place, full of grey, full of just pieced together buildings, which looks so cool, but then deep down that could be the best place, that could be much nicer. But again, we don't see much of it, we can just go on visual stuff right now. But I love just the visual storytelling in this so far. So yeah, then I'm thinking world building right now. I'm a little confused. I'm guessing there's a lot of Easter eggs to the game in this. Of course, I'm completely clueless to any of that because you had this weird little ball that explodes, which I don't understand what that is. You had some big, creepy, tall things when they were walking through the playground. So there's clearly a fantasy element to this. The blimps, I love blimps, and they always fit so well in fantasy elements. Avatar, they use them well, and now we get to see them here, and I just love blimps in general. So there's clearly some fantasy elements, so I'm waiting for that to be further explored, but so far the world building is mainly for this city and what it's like, and just building up the two sides of it. Yep, they've sprinkled in some other things which just feel like Easter eggs that don't quite make sense to me right now. Hopefully they'll get explained and just built on, because it's clear that these things are part of the world. Like, yeah, you have two kids with like pink and blue hair. Is that normal? Is that like dyed? Is that just a choice? But of course you also had a woman in the bar who had like glowing amber eyes, which looked awesome. So there's clearly some kind of fantasy elements going on. I hope that that does get explained and explored, rather than just having it be Easter eggs for people that would have played the game. Because I'm sure that's fun and nice, but that kind of leaves me a bit lost. I want more information on it all. But yeah, going forward, I can't wait to see what's coming next. I feel like so much was set up here. I love the conflict that's being set up for Vander, having to choose between the fancy city and his children. But then I'm so curious to see how this villain will play into it and how that will affect things. He looks insane. Like the scar over his face, the glowing eye as well. I'm not sure what he was trying to do when he held the thing to his eye, Feels like maybe fancy eye drops or something. But then whatever they're doing, they're messing, I don't know what they're doing. It seems so crazy. They fed a cat to a rat or a mouse or something, and they did something to the mouse. They broke the glass. Mice don't break glass. Whatever that is, it's terrifying. And he wants to use it onto someone. Clearly the kid that was just sitting in the chair that the last shot ended on. So I can't wait to see how he can play into things. What could he possibly want? He was following the kids but didn't want his people to interfere. He didn't want them to do anything. So maybe he heard about the explosion, heard about the kids, and just wanted his people to follow them. But why? What does he have involved with this? What does he want out of it all? He looks insane and I can't wait to get more on him. Okay, this was such a good episode and such a great start to the show. I'm already invested in just seeing where this conflict will go. But like looking at Vi, I think she's such a great character to just center this around. She's this young teenager that wants to rebel, wants to do better and just want to have a better life. She's seen that her life is unfair, that she's basically born unlucky, and she's got this constant comparison in her mind with people that she can see just over there that are doing so much better just because they were born over there. It must be so infuriating to like grow up around that, and I love how they capture that through her. Like you can just feel her frustration at life. I think the character herself is actually really quite fun. Her being this strong sort of young woman who's able to hold her own in a fight as well, while also being this sweet, caring, nurturing big sister. So I think there's like this trope with sort of female characters which kind of feels unfair when you want to make them sort of powerful, you'll have them beat up a bunch of people and it just doesn't feel quite right, and that's how they make them powerful. Here I think it works better. You have Vi, who is tough because life has made her that way, and it feels like she's taking after her father figure here, and she's also doing it because she's trying to protect her younger sister, and she also gets to see that vulnerability when it comes with her younger sister. She isn't putting on this tough sort of face around her, she's being soft and she's trying to be encouraging and just nice towards it. It's a great way to show the different sides of her. So looking at where her story could go, it's clear that she wants to be this rebellious leader, to lead these people that are, I'm not sure, the dreary part of the city, to rise up against the part that seems just be full of themselves, to be the fancy part. I do want to find out why this disparity exists, because hopefully that can be something that can help dismantle it, because right now it's clear that she's going to go on a fool's errand. She's going to try and take this place down. It obviously won't work because it can't. You can't physically just attack them and take this down, because that's clearly what she's thinking. It shows how young and naive she is, and I'm guessing it's something that Vanda has been through as well. She was talking about how she was doing exactly what Vanda would have done at his age, when he was her age, and clearly we can see that it didn't end up well. The city is still like it is. People are still facing disparities between them, but she's just gotten so tired of living this way and wants it to change. It really does feel like she's a mini sort of Vanda, because he's this tough guy, runs a bar. We saw him in the opening where he was fighting a guy, so he was clearly part of whatever that was. So she clearly sort of has a lot of influence from him, where she is this tough fighter, yet she also has this caring, nurturing side, which he seems to have as well. So it's really nice that they have formed that connection, even though they're not like biologically father and daughter. And it does make me wonder if that's sort of the direction her story will go, where she'll become sort of like Vanda when she grows up. Then we have Powder, and I think I'm separating Vi and Powder. I'm going to keep Clagger and Milo together, because Vi and Powder, both visually and story-wise, feel like very big characters in themselves, whereas Milo and Clagger feel less so, because of course you have the visual component first, where you have two very vibrant hair colors, whereas Clagger and Milo have very, I guess, normal designs. So already Vi and Powder stand out a whole lot more. And then story-wise, Vi and Powder already feel like they have a lot going on compared to Milo and Clagger. Powder has this sort of want to live up to her siblings and be a fighter like all of them, but yet she can't, so she's finding a different way to be able to fight alongside them. So you can already see development points for both Vi and Powder, yet Milo and Clagger don't have that yet. So there's already clearly a hierarchy between the siblings, but it makes me really curious to see where Powder's journey will lead. She's so different to everyone else around her, not just the siblings, but also she feels out of place in this city as well. She doesn't feel like she belongs with, I guess, in the dreariness. She's creative, she makes little inventions. She has this like bright personality to her where she doesn't want to mess up and do things wrong. Milo says that she won't stick around and take a punch. It feels like anyone here will stick around and take a punch, yet she doesn't. She has such a sweet and nice personality that almost makes her feel like maybe a better lead for some kind of rebellion, or probably makes her better. I think just pairing her and Vi together for like a leading rebellion works very well. You have Vi, who's kind of the tough, strong leader that can actually encourage people and move people forward, yet Powder has that sweet sensibility that you kind of want to idolize for this place to become. You'd want this place to be full of people like Powder rather than sort of what's currently here. So I just like how both sisters represent sort of idealistic traits for what this place could be and how you could get there. Because like, I can't wait to see how Powder will develop. I wanted to get her little inventions to work and do something, because then that means she can fight alongside Vi, but it also means her personality won't become that of a fighter and like Vi and stuff. Because that means she won't have to take punches. She can just make things fight for her. She also is like a really great way to show off Vi's impact with people, because again, she's just a great leader, and we can see that through Powder, with how encouraging she is to her, how she makes her feel better, but of course, with Vi we can also see the irresponsibility, hiding the weird blue explosives that are very dangerous, but of course they don't know they're explosives yet, so you can't really blame them. But again, it's this idea that both of them want, well actually no, we don't know what Powder wants. Vi's motivation is very clear, she wants better. Powder just wants to be like her siblings and wants to be better herself. So I'll be curious to see if Powder will develop, and we'll get to see sort of Vi's motivation rub off on Powder, and if she'll want to sort of help this rebellious attitude that Vi has, or if she will just stay along with her just because it's her sister and she wants to sort of help her and prove herself that she is sort of capable to be a fighter like everyone else. So yeah, then focusing on Claggor and Milo, they do just feel lesser compared to their other siblings. They visually, I wouldn't describe them visually boring, but they're visually boring compared to Vi and Powder. Very bright colours going on with them, not a lot going on with these two. Again, their story doesn't feel like there's much development to them. Claggor's just the tough, big one that can sort of pack a punch. Milo seems to be this squirmy, manipulative sort of tinkerer, or he messed with locks. There's not a lot to go off with them. I'm hoping we'll get more, because their personalities seem really good. Milo, bashful, sort of boastful, constantly putting others down to sort of make up for, I guess, his own insecurities that he probably has. He has failings before, and he just keeps pushing Powder down because of her own. Then you have Claggor, who kind of hasn't done anything there. Did Claggor interact with the siblings that much at all to express some personality? I mean, he didn't have a go at Powder. He didn't really side with Vi and tell Milo off. He just stood there. There really isn't a lot to go on with these two, and I think I'm just hoping that there's clearly a purpose. They've done that to sort of emphasize Powder and Vi, but I do hope that they get fleshed out a bit more, because it just feels kind of odd when you see all of them together and Powder and Vi just stand out so much, visually, personality-wise, story-wise, yet these two just don't seem to be able to do much. And then we have Vander, and he definitely feels like a very huge presence in this. So there's a lot of big things surrounding him. We see him in the opening thing with all the red and the smoke, and he is just beating a guy, and then he comes over and adopts the kids after he basically shows them that their parents are dead. So I do like that first scene where we get to see him have this brutal sort of side to him, while also having this very soft side that he can just switch to immediately to be there for children. And we also get to know that I would say he's probably a very influential figure in this side of the city, running the bar. I love the scene where he was talking to the two people that were trying to mess with the deal with the other guy, and just how intimidating he is. Like, his personality is just quite fun and nice, yet when he just stopped and you had all the bar members staring daggers at the people that were threatening the person who pours the drinks, it was awesome. It shows that he doesn't have to have an intimidating or mean personality to feel powerful. He got that through his connection with people. And that's what I'm kind of hoping Vi will eventually get, where she can, but again, her personality isn't like Vander's yet. She doesn't have that sort of niceness, I guess. She's rough, she's prickly, she's not sort of soft, or they definitely have different personalities. Vi, I would say, is more violent, not violent, I don't know how to describe it. I think rough is the best thing I can think of right now to describe her personality compared to Vander, who's just more soft. Yeah, he has other people be his power, while Vi, her power comes from herself. I'm hoping that we can see some kind of development there, because Vi clearly takes after Vander, and I would love it if Vi can basically become this side of Vander, because we can see then what development she has to go through, where she does have to become softer and have her power be drawn from other people rather than herself. But then we get the revelation that he was working with the fancy city, with the police officers, and again we get more, these characters, they all feel rather fleshed out. The thing is, the shopkeeper, the little man, and the two cops, every character that they've introduced feels like they have a lot of personality, including Claggor and Milo, even though those personalities don't feel as big as what we have from Vi and Powder so far. They're clearly sort of the leads of this show. Yeah, just thinking about how Vander is connected to the police then, because that seems troubling. Obviously, is it well known? Is it like a known thing? She sent the cop out, so I'm assuming it isn't well known. The shopkeep, I think his name was Benzo, he clearly knows, and of course the little man was listening in, so maybe he doesn't know. So there's something going on here. It's clearly something he's kind of ashamed of to not tell everyone. Clearly there's a lot of animosity and tension between these two sides of the city, so having him work with, I'm gonna call her the chief of police, that seems like what she is. She's an important figure, she's a police officer, assuming she's chief of police. So having him work with the chief of police is not a good look for the like main authority figure of this place. I'm wondering how this is going to bite him in the butt, because this conflict is really nice. He has to choose between his children and the fancy city and just protecting, I guess, his city place. Is it two cities? I don't know. It feels like it. Visually, they feel two so distinct places. But I'm guessing it's like the one city on top, then it stretches underneath through the cavern. But again, I don't think the people consider it like the same place. So I'm really not sure how to describe each place. Fancy and dreary. The cop threatened that they were basically going to invade the dreary part, which obviously he doesn't want to happen, so he wants to protect the dreary part. But then again, to do that, he would have to surrender his children, which he's never going to do. So that means he's forced with dealing with it being invaded. So he's caught in such a tricky position, and I can't wait to see how he's going to get around it. Yeah, then looking at the conflict of the two cities and what I can pick up from just this episode alone. There is a lot, but also very little. It's quite interesting. We can pick up so much in just how visually different they are and just what we get from the characters, but also we're missing so much information. How did this start? There's so much tension between I don't want to call it good and bad. It's fancy and dreary, or fancy and run down. I don't really know. You have two sides. They're clearly at odds. There's tension. The police automatically seem to assume that the attack seemed to be terror related, not just an accident. So it's clear they know there's animosity towards them from the dreary side. But I want to know what else we must be missing. Are they making any efforts? What's happening? Is it just just stayed the same? Is anything being tried to change? What do the fancy people think of the dreary people? Clearly the dreary people do not like the fancy people. Is that vice versa? Do they even think about the dreary side? Because if they have everything they could possibly want in this fancy side, why would they ever need to go down there? Of course, we saw that with the inventor guy who went to the shop, and that's how Little Man got the information. So he went to the dreary side and did whatever there. So he already has a presence. I'm hoping that this guy does come into it at some point and we can get some info on his side of this conflict. Because I doubt he'd have to stay absent, because he's already got presence, because he's the one. Wait, does that mean Benzo had the glowing ball explosive things? Do they belong to him? I don't quite know. I want people with information. I want to know what's going on with the city, what's going on with the explosives, and I just want to know how bad this conflict is. How detrimental is it to the people here? Is it just some rivalry between the two sides of the city where one side is doing better than the other, but it's not really that sort of systemic? Or is it a systemic thing where it's so concrete that depending on where you're born determines if you will have a good life or not? It feels like that one. With the way Vi's describing it, it feels like that, but of course she's a teenager and a kid. So do we take her word for it, or do we look to someone like Vanda, who seems to be making the most of it? I want to know how the city got into this shape to begin with, and if there is any chance for Vi's sort of rebellion to actually make an impact. And then the villain, oh, he looks so cool. No idea what to call him yet, but he just has a presence, and it's incredible. Right at the end, no setup, right at the end, just owns the scene. And I just love how mysterious and weird he looks. The scar over his face, the one glowing eye, and just what he seems to be doing. I love how little information we've got. I just love that we just see his actions. And we get a bit of idea of what he's planning, in that he wants to use whatever this purple thing is on a person. And we know what person it's going to be. It's such a great way to introduce an antagonist to this, because of course you could think the main antagonist could just be the fancy city. That could be the enemy that we see. Now we actually have a person that's doing it. I'm not sure where he is or what stakes he has in the conflict. He just seems to be doing something. I'm not really sure what. He turned a mouse into something and wants to do the same to a person. What on earth could that possibly have to do with the conflict of the city? It feels so weird and so out there, but I love it. He clearly has just this very powerful presence with just how he's written and how he's designed. And I'm so excited to see what he will end up doing for this show. But yeah, as for what's next, I'm really not sure what to think about the next episode. This was such a good premiere, and I'd assume the next episode we can just look at the development points. Vi needs to become this leader for a sort of rebellious initiative that she wants to start and take on the city. I think the most easy one to see development for is Powder and just getting her little inventions to work. But then of course I think the main conflict is dealing with what Vanda's dealing with. That's what we have to follow right now. He has to choose between his children or his side of the city, or he can try and think of some third option. Not quite sure yet, but clearly he's been stuck in a very difficult position. He's clearly an authority figure of this side of the city, being this barkeep that everyone will defend and I guess fight for. So what can he possibly do to sort of save both them and his kids? I mean, no matter what, the next episode is going to be very interesting. I can't wait to see how Vanda does try and tackle this. We'll also hopefully bring this villain into it more, just seeing what they're going to do. Their side of things feels so out there that I need it to be included soon, just to understand what on earth it is. Now, the story seems rather simple, dealing with class disparity, two sides of the city being at odds with each other. Then you throw in this guy who's messing with some purple thing and messing around with rats and cats. So I need him to be brought in soon just to understand how he fits in with everything. But right now this show seems so good and I can't wait to see how it will just evolve. But yeah, overall this episode was phenomenal. The animation quality and just the visual art style was amazing. That alone has made me invested in this, and then the story on top of it is just so good. Already love the characters that we've been introduced to. Clearly the main ones are Vi and Powder, and we'll get to follow their story through this. It is their story that we are following. I do hope Milo and Claggor can be lifted up in some way, because they do feel just like they're being drowned out by Vi and Powder, considering just how prominent they are. Like having them always teamed up in like their little teams, they just feel overshadowed a lot. It just feels like you have these two completely drowning out the other two when they're basically in every scene together. But yeah, then the world building, just seeing the city is just phenomenal. I felt like there's so many details in just the visual stuff that I have missed, and I can't wait to learn about them. I think I just can't wait to see what else this show will be able to do. And I want more information on the game. What is the game like? Is it like anything like this? Is this the story that the game follows? Like we had the chase scene, I felt like that was a little video gamey, like breaking things to sort of lengthen the time between the person chasing you. Is that anything to do with the game? Like what is the game? How is this like impacted by it? I'm assuming there's a bunch of Easter eggs littered throughout here. God, there was a few things that just felt like out of place right now. I think with the lack of world building, there was a giant bug and really tall people with masks and giant hats. Those things felt more fantastical, which I would assume would fit into a game. But I think I'm just very excited to see where this show will go. This is a phenomenal start. I'm already in love with these characters and the world, and I cannot wait to see what is going to happen. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one for Season 1, Episode 2. See ya!